What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Jurassic World Evolution 2. We are back once again with a new last creature standing. This time we're focusing on the medium-sized carnivores. So here we've got Allosaurus, Albertosaurus, Baryonyx, Carnotaurus, Ceratosaurus, Cryolophosaurus, Majungasaurus, Megalosaurus, Metracanthosaurus, Changosaurus, Suchomimus, and Yutyrannus. And we've just got them in just the one for now. I will do max batches in a future video. But in the meantime, if you find yourself enjoying this video and want more content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. It would really help out a ton. But without further ado, let's get right into this. So I'm going to start releasing the carnivores for now. So this one just focuses on the medium-sized theropods. Seeing how some actually can get on with each other, there is a chance that we could have more than one winner. So like Suchomimus and Baryonyx could win this, or Metracanthosaurus and Allosaurus, or Metracanthosaurus and Ceratosaurus, whatever, however it goes. So I'm just releasing all of these guys, and then we'll head in. So Allosaurus will be the biggest carnivore here. So there's a chance Allosaurus could carry everything on, like carry on the team. Alright. We got the Changosaurus coming in, so that should be every single medium-sized theropod. And without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so we're just about ready. The Yutyrannus is just wandering over here for whatever reason. I'm going to make the enclosure a little bit smaller to give them an excuse to fight. I haven't given them any food, so these guys can, you know, fight for a little bit. We got our first two fights, Allosaurus and Baryonyx. And then we've also got Majungasaurus and Albertosaurus. Our first two fights so far. As well as a fight with Cryolophosaurus and Changosaurus, it looks like. 86 and 65, 100 and 100, 91 and... Ooh. It's not looking good for Cryolophosaurus. Oh, 31% on Baryonyx. So they're going to call it off there. Allosaurus won that fight. Changosaurus won the fight with Cryolophosaurus. And these two are calling it off. Albertosaurus got hit with 77% damage, or health. We got Megalosaurus and Metracanthosaurus going up against each other. Yeah, they might call off their fights. Yeah, 57 against 53. Yeah, they're calling it off. So what I might as well do is give them some food in the meantime. And whoever wins here will be going up against Diablo in this arena here. Our Carnotaurus that, like, attacked the... What's it called? The small herbivores. And then we got our Velociraptor here, which we're going to name Quillium. This is Quillium. There we go. Alright, in the meantime, let's wait for the carnivores to start fighting again. They're going to be eating, so... Alright, we've got a fight between Suchomimus and Yutyrannus. They all have random traits, by the way. It looks like Suchomimus lands the first hit in, bringing Yutyrannus down to 60%. Yutyrannus lands another hit, bringing Suchomimus down to 89%. Ooh. Followed by a fight between Majungasaurus and Albertosaurus. Alright, looks like those two might call it off. Yeah, Suchomimus and Baryonyx call off their fight. Suchomimus won that fight. Those guys will probably call it off because they've been circling for a while. Oh, never mind. Majungasaurus attacks Albertosaurus, followed by a fight between Megalosaurus and Cryolophosaurus. And it looks like we have our first elimination, Cryolophosaurus. We got Carnotaurus going up against Baryonyx, and another elimination, Baryonyx. Alright, the Ceratosaurus is already eaten from that feeder, so we'll just let you eat. Looks like we got a fight between Changosaurus and Allosaurus. Allosaurus lands the first hit in, 58%, followed by a hit from Changosaurus, bringing Allosaurus down to 90%. Ooh, Changosaurus has been brought down to 17%. They are going to call off that fight. We got a fight between Megalosaurus and Metracanthosaurus. Megalosaurus lands the first hit in. 100% against 74%. We're going to have to see what goes on here. The two do a little dance. Followed by another little dance. Ooh, did I miss something? Utyrannus got eliminated by Ceratosaurus. Okay, we have our next elimination. Alright, Majungasaurus against Albertosaurus. So we'll have to see what happens here. The first hit from Majungasaurus, bringing Albertosaurus down to 77. Followed by a hit by Majungasaurus, bringing it down to 78. Ooh, followed by a hit from Majungasaurus. And another hit from Albertosaurus. 56% against 54. They're going to call it off. So far we have Albertosaurus, Majungasaurus, Metracanthosaurus, Allosaurus, Ceratosaurus, Suchomimus, Changosaurus, and Megalosaurus. Though saying that, Suchomimus is getting into a fight with Megalosaurus. 53% against 100%. It's not looking good for Megalosaurus. Oh, though Megalosaurus does get a hit in, bringing Suchomimus down to 86%. Ooh. Megalosaurus has been brought down to 25%. Is it over for Megalosaurus? Or can he get another bite in? It looks like neither is happening. They are calling it off. We got Majungasaurus, and it looks like he's challenging Allosaurus to a fight. Majungasaurus is at 78%. So it's not going to be good for Majungasaurus, I believe. Allosaurus lands the first hit in, bringing Majungasaurus to 43 health, 43%. Ooh. Another fatal hit by Allosaurus, bringing Majungasaurus down to 7%. They're going to call it off there. Majungasaurus retreats. Looks like we got a fight between Carnotaurus and Changosaurus. Changosaurus is at 79%. Carnotaurus, I don't think, has gotten into a fight yet. Ooh, Changosaurus has been eliminated. Ooh. Another elimination, and it's Changosaurus. Meanwhile, we've got Megalosaurus kind of just struggling to stay alive at 48%. So I think that's Carnotaurus' first fight. If Carnotaurus wins this, all that does is bring a companion for Diablo. That's all that does. Oh no, you've been in a couple fights. Looks like we got our next fight between Albertosaurus and Metracanthosaurus. Metracanthosaurus lands the first hit in, 77% against 100. Albertosaurus does land the second. Looks like they are evenly matched. Another hit from Metracanthosaurus. Ooh. That's gotta hurt. Alright, they're calling it off. Metracanthosaurus has won that fight. 55% against 57%. Another fight between Suchomimus and Megalosaurus. Ooh, Megalosaurus is at 53%. Suchomimus is fully healed. We'll have to see what happens here. Alright, looks like they're calling it off here. We got a fight between Majungasaurus and Allosaurus, as well as a fight between Metracanthosaurus and Ceratosaurus. Oh, we got another elimination. Majungasaurus has been eliminated by Allosaurus. And Metracanthosaurus has been eliminated by Ceratosaurus. Ooh. 2 more eliminations, which means we only have 6 contestants left. Next up, we have a fight between Albertosaurus and Megalosaurus. Ooh, Megalosaurus down to 58%, Albertosaurus at 96%. We'll have to see who wins here. Alright, they call it off. 97%, 58%. Looks like we got a fight between Allosaurus and Carnotaurus. Both of them are at full health. Who gets the first hit? So far, nobody. Oh, never mind. They did a little dance. So it looks like they might be evenly matched. 100% against 66. So technically Carnotaurus got the first hit. Looks like we got another fight between Suchomimus and Megalosaurus. 84%. Ooh. That brought Megalosaurus down to 46%. And just like... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, just like that, Megalosaurus has been eliminated. But no, it's still standing. And Megalosaurus survives to fight another day. Looks like Albertosaurus and Allosaurus are about to duke it out. Allosaurus lands the first hit in, followed by the second hit by Albertosaurus. 70% against 84%. They do a little dance. It's not looking good for Albertosaurus. 40% against 68%. Looks like Megalosaurus is charging in for one final fight with Suchomimus. Suchomimus is fully healed while Megalosaurus is at 38%. And Megalosaurus has been eliminated, which means we are now down to our top 5. Carnotaurus, Ceratosaurus, Suchomimus, Allosaurus, and Albertosaurus. So now Albertosaurus and Carnotaurus are like a team. They can kind of get on with each other. And so are Ceratosaurus and Allosaurus. So it might come down to Carnotaurus and Albertosaurus versus Allosaurus and Ceratosaurus. We'll have to see who wins here. And then Suchomimus is kind of the oddball in this scenario. He would have had Baryonyx, but Baryonyx died early on. Looks like we've got Suchomimus going up against Ceratosaurus. We'll have to see who gets the first bite in. Neither they get a dance in. 74% against 100. Followed by a bite from Suchomimus. Okay, and then another little dance. Looks like Ceratosaurus won that one. Suchomimus is at 49%, and Ceratosaurus is at 62%. Oh, we got another fight between Allosaurus and Suchomimus. Allosaurus lands the first hit in. Suchomimus was already at 79%, now it's at 45%. Though Suchomimus does land a hit in, followed by a dance from the two, and they might call it off here. Yep, Suchomimus is at 12%, Allosaurus is at 81%. It is not looking good for Suchomimus. I think Suchomimus will be the next one to fall. I do believe. Oh, finally. Okay, we got Allosaurus and Carnotaurus duking it out. Carnotaurus lands the first hit in, 68%. Carnotaurus might be in with a chance. Followed by a hit by Allosaurus. Meanwhile, we've got Albertosaurus and Suchomimus duking it out. Never mind. They called it off. And then we got another call off. 70% against 38%. Alright, since nobody's killed anyone in a while, I'm just going to put a feeder down. Alright, we got a fight between Carnotaurus and Suchomimus, and we finally get another elimination. It's been a while since we've got one of those. Piss off, Dr. Wu. We're trying to do something here. Alright, since there's food, we can delete this feeder. We got another fight between Albertosaurus and Allosaurus, 83% against 100%. We'll have to see what happens here. Yep, it's Team Carno against Team Allo. Allosaurus gets the first hit in. Albertosaurus is at 27%. And, ooh, Albertosaurus has been eliminated. So now, Carnotaurus is up against 2 medium-sized theropods. So this is where it could get interesting. If Carnotaurus can somehow make a comeback, that would be the most epic comeback of the century. Because it's Carnotaurus against Allosaurus and Ceratosaurus. Because Ceratosaurus and Allosaurus can actually get on with one another. So Suchomimus was killed by Carnotaurus and Albertosaurus by Allosaurus. So we're gonna have to see what happens here. So there's a chance we could have 2 winners. 5 more minutes later. Alright, we got another fight. Finally, an attack. Carnotaurus gets the first hit in, leaving Cerato at 72%. Followed by a bite by Ceratosaurus, bringing Carnotaurus down to 83%. Now this could either end or extend. 43% from Ceratosaurus. They call it off. Now, even if Carnotaurus brings down Ceratosaurus, he's still got Allosaurus to deal with. Alright, might as well bring the feeder back. Alright, looks like Carnotaurus and Ceratosaurus are about to duke it out again. Ooh, 27% by Ceratosaurus. Not looking good. And finally, just like that, Ceratosaurus has been eliminated. Oh my god. Now all that's left is Carnotaurus and Allosaurus. That's pretty much all that's left now. Ceratosaurus is fully or Carnotaurus is fully healed, and so is Allosaurus. Alright, the two finalists. I will let you guys know when they decide to fight each other. There we go. Carnotaurus versus Allosaurus. Carnotaurus lands the first hit in. We'll have to see what goes on. 64% on the Allosaurus. That's not looking too good. Allosaurus could land a hit in, or they could just call it off again. Oh my god, I hate when they do that. They take one bite and then just call it off. They decide they've had enough. 62%. Followed by a bite from Allosaurus, leaving them at 88%. And then a little dance. 76%, 24%. Yeah, it's not looking good for Allosaurus. I think Carnotaurus is going to win this. It looks like Carnotaurus will win this. 79 against 28. Yeah, Carnotaurus has got this in the bag. It looks like Diablo's going to have a little companion. And just like that, Carnotaurus takes out Allosaurus. And we have a winner. Carnotaurus beat the odds and defeated both Ceratosaurus and Allosaurus. At 9 wins and no losses. We're going to call you Scar. Scart? No. Scar. There we go. Meanwhile, we're going to dispose of the Allosaurus. And just like that, Scar has been placed in his new enclosure. So now it's filled with 2 Carnos and a Raptor. And already Scar's looking to challenge the Raptor. Good thing they called it off too. And with that, that is going to wrap it up for this episode. And if you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. It would really help out a ton. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.